The success or failure of a group will depend largely on its winning formula, or what you can call its strategy. Now, that has to be built on the right cultural foundation, and the culture itself has to be built on those few critical traits or behavior that would give that group the shortest distance from where it is to its desired result. And that's why getting your culture right is important for success. So culture is a group's way of life, their way of doing things. Culture is what drives how that group interacts. It drives their values. It drives how they transact. It drives their beliefs and how they relate with each other. So culture can be one where it is very bureaucratic. There is high power dynamics. There are levels of approval for things to be done. And you can have a culture where it is fluid. Everybody's always at the same level. I respect the person and not the office. You can have a culture where you respect the office of the person more than the person. The best culture would depend on what's the one that helps you to achieve what you want to achieve at that point. So you don't want to have a culture of bureaucracy when you need to innovate and make changes fast. You also don't want to have a laxity of controls when the stakes are very high. For example, a mistake could lead to loss of lives. So your objectives and the constraints around it will determine what is the best culture to have. The same way the nature of your business for a corporate will determine what's the best culture for your objective in that business space. So the current culture at Cowrywise, I'll start from where we came from to where we are now, where we are going to. So when the co-founders started the company, they were deliberate, having worked in other more established businesses, seeing what they've gotten right and wrong, and they knew that there are some certain things that needed to be in place in terms of our desired culture for Cowrywise. So you would probably never have Cowrywise people come late for a meeting, because that behavior is mirrored from the top. If a meeting is scheduled for 9:30, it's ready to start at 9:28. So the culture began deliberately from the behavior of the founders at a very early stage, which is where we began to have things more deliberate around how we are building the best place to work, how we are putting the employee first, how we are driving not just people delivering, but we are putting their happiness first. So currently we are at a point where people are free and they hold themselves to their responsibilities. So I would say it's a culture of freedom and responsibility. So I am free, but I know I'm responsible to deliver on my objectives, and I make sure that I do that. What you won't see in many startups is that focus on the people's development and growth. You'll probably see a focus on delivery from those people. So what we're looking at and actively looking at is that focus on how do our people grow, just as the company is growing. So we're seeing a focus on development and growth from our people's qualifications to the skills they have, to the kind of work they'll be doing. So we'll see a culture that I can call a performance culture, where I'm actively doing, I'm actively growing, I'm actively developing, and I am happy about it. So to us, the best place to work is one where people are happy to deliver on their role because they can see what's in it for them, not just working to earn pay or to deliver to the user. To us, the first user are the people working for us, and we're focused on developing them. So a culture of development and performance.